Justin Verlander signing with the San Francisco Giants. What was your immediate thought, Ards?
Great. That's a great signing. I actually really like the signing. I like the place. I like everything about it. 1 year, $15 million deal. He is 42. I remember he came into the league, I think, a year after me. And this dude is still pitching like my hip's about to break. I need a hip replacement. And this dude's still out there throwing cheese. Like people are talking about his velocity is down. His velocity is down. Absolutely. But it's still like 94, 95. I actually see this as I'm going to see it as a bounce back year for him. I think it's in a perfect place to be a pitcher. And even if he had lesser stuff, San Francisco is one of the best places in Major League Baseball to pitch, especially as right-hand pitcher. It's a great ballpark for him. That is a very, very solid rotation as it stands right now. Logan Webb, Robbie Ray, Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, and Justin V. Again, we'll talk a little bit later. There's been rumors out there, and put air quote rumors, basically just made up stuff about Marcus Stroman maybe going out there. We'll definitely hit on that. But I love both of those players in this place, and especially Justin Verlander. He had a 5.48 ERA last year. Really sucked it up. Just was not himself. But if any place is going to have him right now for what he is, I think San Francisco is the spot where he can have success.
So I'm so torn on this, and you heard me say that I don't like the fact that he's
jaded because the whole Mets experience with him.
No, that's not it at all. That's not it at all. I am just okay. I'm going to use a word that I absolutely hate: the word legacy. And for me, him going to the Mets and now going to the Giants is kind of tarnishing his legacy a little bit. Now, I understand when you're a professional athlete, you get just so many years to play. And far be it from me to tell someone when it's time to hang him up. But when I look at Justin Verlander, I wanted to remember him as that dominant starting pitcher. And the same thing is happening with Clayton Kershaw to a certain extent. I don't want to see them on their downswing. I wish they would just retire so that we can remember the good times. And nobody's ever going to remember Verlander as a Giant. He doesn't need the money. So I guess it just comes down to the fact that the dude just still enjoys playing baseball and he doesn't want to go out on a low note. But I don't think that's possible to not go out on a low note at that age. What do you think about that?
I think I think there's a lot of things you said there. And I don't think when you're in it and you're a competitor, you don't give a crap about legacy. You don't give a shit about it. I think we're sitting back as fans and loving legacies and this and we should. And that's part of it. And Justin Verlander and what you remember him from Detroit and his years in Houston. And he's got 3 Cy Youngs and MVP, Rookie of the Year. He was Cy Young number 2, 4 or 5 times. It's absolutely incredible, his legacy. But you're just a competitor, dude, and you want the damn ball in your hand, and you don't want to be home when you still have 94, 95, and you feel good. That's the difference is if he feels good and loves the game, fuck it, go pitch. And until the hitters truly tell you suck, keep pitching. When he sucked so bad with the Mets, he had a 3.1 ERA.
Yeah. He was very good. It wasn't
really crappy time with the Mets. It was a 3.1 ERA. He had a 3.3 ERA with the Astros. Pitched incredible once he went over the Astros in 23. His bad has been amazing. And you look at this, I remember in 2014, and I remember talking to him about this. He had a really bad year. Right, he had led the league in earned runs. He had a 4.5 ERA. Mm-hmm. Just overall sucked. Velo was down. Just went from MVP 2 years prior, Cy Young the year, basically the year after that, and then he sucked. And you're just I remember talking to him, and he goes, I was just off. He goes, I've got it figured out. And he came back next year, pitched amazing, or pitched well with Detroit the next year, not incredibly well, but pitched well, and then was right back on that horse, Cy Young number 2 in a year after that, in 2016, then does his thing. I think he's got so much more. I think there's more left in the tank. I don't think there's a whole lot more left in the tank. I think this is a year where he looks at it and he battles through it, puts up really solid numbers. I'm going to say solid, not great numbers, solid numbers. And this is probably the year where his body starts breaking down, actually feeling like crap. And he kind of knows it. And I think this is his last hurrah. And I don't think anyone will care that he had a Giants hat on. I just think they'll look at it and he's going to be a guy at the All-Star break where people are going to be looking at as trading for. I actually think that's going to be the case. Like 1 year, it's going to cost you $7 million trade for him at the All-Star break. Before that, whatever it is, and he's going to be on the block because the Giants are going to be out of it with the Padres ahead of him, the Diamondbacks ahead of him, Dodgers ahead of him. Giants are going to be out of it unless they bring in a guy like Alonso, and I think they're right in the thick of it. But I think he's going to be on the trading block for sure.